So, Bob and I both teach a 7th grade physical education class, and one of the things that he would like to do is implement wearable technology, also known as Smart PE, into our classes. And Smart PE involves acquiring shoelace pedometers as well as heart rate monitors. And students use these heart rate monitors and pedometers to set themselves goals and then track their goals. TPAC technical knowledge. I have used various types of Fitbits, Garmin's, regular shoelace pedometers, Apple Watches, etc. in both my boot camp and exercise physiology labs at MSUB. And so I would be very comfortable with teaching students how to use these as well as teaching them how to interpret their results. And as far as my classroom demographic, I do have a couple students that come from economically disadvantaged homes. So these students may have no clue how to use these devices, or maybe they've never even seen them before. And whereas I might have other students who have lots of experience with fitness trackers and may even have their own fitness trackers. So that's something to keep in mind when teaching students how to use these devices. You can't just assume that it's easy and they all know how they work. Step 2, relative advantage. That technology honestly helps both students and teachers. Students are able to set a goal with either the pedometer or the heart rate monitor and then measure their goals, measure their progress. And teachers are able to get immediate feedback on their students' fitness levels, and each of their students are different, so it really helps teachers develop an idea of where each of their students are at. Step 3, object assessments. Students are to learn about the benefits of physical activity on the heart, as well as the amount of steps taken per day as a measurement of activity level. They will use the pedometers and heart rate monitors to aid and enhance their learning. I also think these heart rate monitors will greatly increase student motivation and participation, because seeing how many steps you get during your PE class or seeing what your heart rate is can motivate you to either work a little bit harder or set a new goal for next class. Step 4, implementation strategies. I think that you could issue a shoelace tracker to each of your students when they come to PE class, and you could have them, say you're playing a 3v3 basketball game that day, you could have them predict how many steps they think they're going to get during the game, and after the game ask them if they way over predicted, if they are way under their prediction, or if they're right on, and then ask them ways that they think they can get more steps during next PE class, or even ways that they can increase their step and activity level throughout the day, whether it's walking out to the mailbox to get the mail, or it's taking the dog for a walk with mom or dad. It really helps give them an idea of how many steps they're getting. And as far as the heart rate monitors, those could be issued during the PACER test, and you could have students wear them. You can teach them about their heart rate zones, the importance of elevating your heart rate during cardio, and they can keep track of their heart rate. And then step 5, prepare learning environment. So a lot of PE classes are starting to move away from those standard PE tests where you ran a mile for time, or you got 60 seconds to do as many push-ups as you can, or 60 seconds to do as many sit-ups as you can. And they're starting to integrate more of this wearable technology into PE to get a better understanding of where their students are at physically. And I think that's great. I think if all of these teachers can acquire this kind of technology, it will greatly improve PE and student participation and motivation. So there's lots of grants available for stuff like this, and I think it's very beneficial to both students and teachers. And step 6, just to kind of reiterate, I think that these will be very successful for increasing student participation and motivation, and as well, it kind of really puts into perspective to students when they can see how many steps they got doing an activity, or they can see what their heart rate was. And you also don't have to stop the class and have the students measure their heart rate for 60 seconds. They can just look down at their monitor and they know right where they're at.